Yo, it's GeekBand here, yet again with another Guide to an AnimeCon 2.0 video. This time I'm joined by TimeEnforcer Anubis from She's Lost Control Media.
Howdy.
And here we are both... How long have we been going to cons?
My first con was Kineticon 2008, I believe.
And my first con, I believe I was 6 or 7 years old, and I'm 26, so you can call me basically a 20-year vet.
Yep.
Overall, we both accrued a lot of experience going to conventions, and here in this video, we both are going to be talking about registration, tips for it, things you need to know, and some of this info might save your ass one day.
Indeed.
So, first and foremost, now, the first thing that we will acknowledge is that the badges are non-refundable and non-transferable. Anubis, please elaborate.
So basically, you can't turn them in for a refund, and you can't transfer them to another person. Usually, some cons will allow you to give your badge to another person if it just so happens you can't go to the con, but that's really rare.
Extremely rare. And also, of course, always bring your ID.
Indeed.
So, as far as our badges go, we have the usual badge that gets sold a lot, weekend passes. They're usually from Friday to Sunday, or depending on the con, Thursday to Sunday. They're literally the best bang for your buck.
Yep.
Like, if you plan on going to the con for more than 2 days, just get a weekend pass.
Yeah. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, because up next, the daily passes. Now, these passes are good for 1 day. Of course, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or sometimes Thursday, depending on the con. And if you only plan on going for 1 day, this is your option here. If you're going to go for 2 days, you might as well get a weekend pass, because if you buy those individually, they will cost more than a weekend pass.
Exactly.
So it's a no-brainer here, basically, because we're here to help you save money. And especially nowadays when conventions are getting more expensive, like I believe Kineticon announced their rates for next year for like $80-something now.
I haven't
for a weekend.
I haven't heard, but I can check. And if that's the case, then yeah, that is a great deal more expensive.
Yeah, so cons are getting more expensive each year, so you might as well pre-reg. But up next for the badges, VIP passes. Now, these are more expensive. They're a weekend pass usually, but with this, you get some added perks like special seating area for certain events or panels, also a swag bag, and other things as well. Like, if you are a dedicated fan for the convention, look no further with the VIP pass.
Yeah, they allow you a whole bunch of different perks. Some of them have access to special events. Some of them allow you to line jump, etc.
Yeah, so if you are a very hardcore fan, this is maybe the way to go sometimes. Now, there are different ways to acquire those badges. The first and foremost way that is very popular, very easy to do, is pre-reg or pre-registration. And Anubis, take us with how 2 steps.
So basically what you do is you go to the convention's website. They'll have an entire system set up so you can register online for the convention beforehand. You pay for the badge, and then what happens is when you go to the convention, usually it opens the day before. You'll be able to go in, give them your information, and they'll give you your badge.
Yep, payment-wise, it's usually by credit card or debit card, as long as it has like the MasterCard or Visa logo on it. And it is a very popular way to do it, especially for the bigger conventions. Always pre-reg. Always pre-reg.
Exactly. A lot of these conventions, you're at risk of the badge selling out, so the way to prevent that is to register beforehand.
And also, sometimes during registration process, when the badge pickup, you get your own dedicated line, and it's usually faster than the at-the-door line.
Indeed.
So, and speaking of which, at the door. Now, this we like to call this, for different conventions, line con, because you're literally waiting in line just to register because you didn't do it online. Now, do note that you'll definitely pay a higher price, because with the pre-reg, it's actually a cheaper price, and they do it with certain phases. But at the door, you are paying the full price of it right then and there. But some cons, it might be cheaper if you pay in cash, depending. And again, if it's a very popular convention, you might not even be able to get a badge at the door.
Exactly. So it's 99% of the time, it's a good call to just pre-reg if you know you're going to the convention.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is like for like the newbies and stuff like that, planning to go for a day. It's perfect, But the next type of badge you can get is a press badge. Now, myself and Anubis, we both get press badges for convention because of what we represent, and these badges are usually free. Well, they're always free, basically, and you have to fill out an application process, which includes they want proof that you actually do press things, whether make a piece via a website, a video, podcast. They need proof.
Exactly, and every convention has their own standards for what constitutes who will get a press badge or not.
Yep. But with the press badge, they do get some added perks, including, a special area to go for events, line jumping sometimes, or if, like, let's say for instance, there's a very popular panel, and it's basically full. Sometimes they'll allow you to get in there because you're press. You are here to report the convention, and if you're like there to take video on the side, sometimes they'll let you do that.
Exactly.
But it's different for every convention. But above all, the most important thing with this, you have to make a piece on the convention.
Yeah, you have to produce some kind of media for the convention because that's what they're basically more or less paying you for to be there for.
Yep, and they are holding you to a higher standard because if you screw up, they know who you are.
Absolutely.
So please also follow the rules. Anubis, I'm going to let you take this on, the panelist badge. Explain the process.
Okay, so the panelist badge is actually more individual to each convention than the press badge. Some conventions, it really depends on which individual convention. I've been to conventions that have a special system for panelists, and I've been to conventions that just have no special system for panelists. Basically, if you register to put on a panel or an event, and once again, individual to each convention, I've been to conventions that you have to put on a certain number of events or a certain amount of time of events for you to get your badge compensated. But if you meet those requirements, they'll basically compensate your badge. Either they will give you a free badge at registration when you go there, or you'll get a check in the mail with the cost of your badge. AB does this. If you put on a panel, you will eventually get a check in the mail with the amount you paid for your badge.
And also do note that if you've been doing a lot of panels before for different conventions, they will take your experience in mind during the application process.
Oh, absolutely.
And especially if the panel you hosted for the convention last year did extremely well, they will most likely 9 times out of 10 be like, hey, you did a really good panel last year, and people really enjoyed it. Come back on, just put that application in.
Yeah, exactly. I've been 4 years in a row doing panels at AB because they filled the room every time, except this latest time where they gave me a bigger room.
Yep, which was very nice. Very nice.
Indeed.
So the next badge is the kids badge. Now, with kids, depending on the certain convention, if they are under a certain age, they get in for free.
Indeed.
And other times, it's a very specific badge for them, so it's usually cheaper price, or you have to pay the full-on weekend pass. So just look up on the website for the details with that. Up next, group rates or group badges. Anubis, again, take it away.
So this is something we did back when I was president of my anime club. We would pick a convention and we'd register as a group. So what that usually means is for conventions where they print your name on the badge and everything, you'll have a little subtitle underneath your name with your group, and that'll be your entire group. What this does is, usually for most conventions you'll get a discount. If you have like 10 or so people registering as a group, you'll get $5-10 off of each badge. So it's a good way to lower down on costs if you have a lot of people from the same organization going.
Yep. And again, it's these things. It's perfect for clubs at schools especially. So it just helps out, saves a bit of on everyone's wallets. So I highly recommend to do that. But up next is, I believe, no, that's it. That's all for usually the types of different badges you will see at a convention. Now, again, for the extra stuff, always have your badge on you. There is no reason why you shouldn't have your badge on you at a convention. Just do it. And if they find you without a badge, you can't go in there. You're gonna get kicked out.
Exactly.
So always have your badge on you. Bam. Also, if you lose your badge for any reason whatsoever, go back to registration. Breathe a little bit. They usually will be like, "Oh, we just need you to confirm a few details, and here's another badge. Please don't lose it anymore."
Yeah, they'll work. If you're courteous and polite, they'll work with you.
Oh yeah, and this is extremely important, especially for those with press and panelist badges. Not under any circumstances let someone else use your badge to go to the con.
Yeah.
Because again, they are holding you guys to a bit of a higher standard. So if, let's say, you had a friend, he lost his badge and we can't find him. He asks, "Oh hey, since you're here in the hotel, can I use your badge real quick so I can go down to the con?" And if you're like, "Yeah, sure, here's my press badge," if something were to happen to him at the convention, like he got kicked out for something, and they looked at his pass, like, "Where did you get this pass?" It's gonna fall back onto you.
Exactly.
So personally, do not, if you have one of those special badges, let anyone else use it but yourself. Now, if you are if you are part of a press group, that's a different story. But again, don't let your friends use that badge at all.
Right.
Another thing is that usually you can pick up your badges the day before the convention starts, which is really nice. So, like, again, we come in on Thursdays, we check in, and then we pick up our badge, and that's it. We don't have to wait in line early in the morning on Friday because we already have it. So, I think Anubis, I think that's about it in a nutshell. I think we covered
I got
everything.
one more tiny hint. Go to Walmart and buy a package of those little badge reels that you clip onto your belt, and you can reel the badge in and out.
Yes.
Because that's what I do. Quite frankly, the lanyard that most cons give you just gets in the way for me.
Oh yeah.
So I just set it, clip it on the badge reel, and I always have it. It's not gonna fall off. It's not gonna come unclipped, and it's nice and out of the way. And depending on what costume I'm wearing, it can even be hidden quite quickly in case someone needs to take a picture. So just slip it in, take the picture, and then get it back out.
Also, to add on to top of that, if you're doing like military-based cosplays or something like that, look into having an armband badge holder. It just works with the cosplay. It's right there on your arm, so if anyone's like, "Oh, where's your badge?" Just show them your arm, like, "It's right here, buddy. Right here."
Either that or invest in some sticky Velcro and just put that on the back of your badge.
Oh yeah, that's true too. So, but Anubis, I think we have some great tips here, to inform like the newbies out there. So, because we understand that there are a lot of newbies out there, and there's no one really telling them what to do.
Exactly.
So here we are telling you guys, or bestowing our information to hopefully just help add for a better convention experience for everyone. So, Anubis, I think that's it for you.
That's about it.
All right. Thank you again, Anubis, for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And also make sure, folks, to check out his She's Lost Control Media, which includes ayashik.moy. Links, of course, will be down there in the description box. Also, folks, don't forget to post down any comments in there of any other tips for registration as well for the convention. Of course, don't forget to hit that like button. And this is the Geeky Panda here with TimeEnforcer Anubis signing out. To remember, stay geeky, my friends.